and it remains Diana Jones's turn. This is something that is not clarified anywhere in the rules, but the designer of the game, Mike Selinker, has chimed in on Board Game Geek, and he has clarified that nothing happens except exactly what's written here under Act 2. So the only thing that changed is we change these structures around, but we ignore all setup instructions on these structures. But we do the setup here. So it is now dueling Crystal Mephistopheles at the stronghold. So we're getting rid of corner of Crystal Mephistopheles along the trail, and we are now dueling Crystal Mephistopheles at the stronghold, and it remains as the hours pass. And then it says, well, I guess we do follow the at the stronghold steps. I don't know. Build the nexuses in the list. Well, there's only one nexus. It's theater. Oh, I guess we follow this, which is theater. Then shuffle the decks from all nexuses together. Place them at the first nexus on the list. Well, that doesn't make a difference. Discard any other nexuses. All saints start at this nexus. Okay, so we flip this to Doom, because in Act 2, the nexus is always Doom side up. And we're going to build it again. So we have 3 mind gifts. We have 2 soul gifts. And we have 3 threats. And then it says, seed the master and 1 minion B archetype per saint into the theater. Well, minion B, according to this mission, is also bystanders. But the tricky thing about it is that these bystanders, since they are minion B now, they follow the minion B rules on duel, which means that if I win against them, I may investigate instead of may go to sanctify. So they're still the same people, still trapped in this theater. We got our master 1 and 1 per saint, so that's 3, 11, 12, and 13. So let's find our 11, 12, and 13. 11, 12, and 13. It doesn't matter. It could be any minions for this particular mission, but that's what it says to do. So it's still those same guys who are trapped in this theater, but now they are behaving a little differently. They are allowing us to investigate. And to win, we have to sacrifice all masters. We lose if any saint fades, or the mission times out, which is this doomsday clock here, which I have plenty of time to finish investigating this theater, so I think we're good. So what we can imagine here is we have cornered Crystal Mephistopheles in the theater. She is now in the catwalk. Is that what it's called? The little the things above the theater where all the lights are hung and stuff like that. And we are chasing her down that, and we are trying to finally defeat her after having cornered her. So think of final act of Phantom of the Opera or something like that. Okay, so it continues to be Diana Jones's turn. She still has 2 omens she can play. One of them is evaluate versus a threat, trash the highest die. One of them is assemble versus a gift, add 1 bonus die. Also, anytime I evaluate versus a threat, I have to increase the mind and soul targets by 1. What? Crystal Mephistopheles, she already has a target of 16 and 17. I'm going to have to increase that to 17 or 18? My goodness. That's going to be tough. All right, so, yeah, that is going to be very, very tough. I might have to use my temple fragment against her, but we'll see what happens. So we are going to, I think I don't want to use my Omen of Doom yet. Well, I might use it. Let's just use the Omen of Doom and see what happens. So this is, if I evaluate versus a threat, I have to trash the highest die. Aha, it wasn't a threat. So Screw you, game. Mondrian Cell. Okay. I think this is named after some like abstract artist, right? Because this sort of looks like, I don't know where that guy was from, but it sort of looks like that style of art. And it's a cell, like a actual cell, like prison cell. Took me a long time to figure out what this card was actually supposed to be. So it is conjure or study. I roll 4 dice here, and 1 for my conjure. And it's not a threat, so I don't have to increase the targets. So let's see if we can get it. 12, 17, we are good. Perfect. All right, and let's just keep going. We're on a roll, so we're going to use the hookup, which is assemble versus a gift, add 1 bonus die. The Camera Obscura. Perfect. Okay, so this is a sense or strike. Sense sounds good to me, and we can use mind or soul, but a target of 10 versus a target of 13, I think we're going to use mind here. And then we're adding 2 dice for my sense, but also 1 bonus die, because I got my hookup. So I find this Camera Obscura hanging behind the stage, among the costumes and props. And, yeah, that was a pretty successful roll. I think I got it. I think I got a 10, guys. Cool. So, I'm going to give this conjure gift in my transfer step. I'm going to give this conjure gift over to River. Yeah, that sounds good. All right. And then it is going to be River's turn. First, we have to reset our hand, like so. Man, she has too many mind gifts in her hand. Get rid of those. All right, River is going to draw an omen. It's a Righteous Anger, which is really, really good. I get to add a bonus die. So we are going to investigate our Nexus. And if it's versus a threat, I have to get to add a bonus die. Oh, you know what? Before I do anything else, actually, I'm sort of happy with my hand right now. It's got a little of everything, so I'm not going to use his special ability. But I could have. Worry Beads. Very cool. So this is Resist, which is very, very good for him. But it is Body or Soul, which is not, or Body or Mind, which are not his strengths. So, for instance, I could maybe get assistance on this. I could get assistance from Frank to let me re-roll some of my dice. And I'm going to do that. So, we got 2 mind dice plus 2 from Resist. And then Frank is letting me re-roll 3 of these. But that's not all. Also, we get a mutation. So we get a random mutation here. This is a costly gift. So I have to recycle 1 gift now. And that is during the mutate step, so that's right now. So let's recycle. Well, since I might be getting these worry beads, I guess... No. I do want that Mondrian Cell. That's actually a really good one. So I guess I'm going to recycle this. And that's it. All right, so I'm rolling 4 dice. I can re-roll 3 of them. Okay, I got 10, 13. Not enough, because I only get to keep 3 dice. So I'm going to re-roll 2 of these, because I don't have to re-roll all of them. But I don't get to re-roll another one later. I just get to choose these 2 and re-roll them. And 10, 13 still. So I don't get these worry beads, but that's okay. I don't really care that much about the worry beads. All right, Worry Beads, you're gone. All right, cool stuff. And that is, unfortunately, that's his entire turn. So now he gets his transfer step. I don't think he's going to do anything during the transfer step. And he's going to reset his hand, and he doesn't do anything for that because his hand is full, so we go to Frank. All right, Frank's turn. Why do there have to be people like Frank? And we have Starlight or Judgment, 2 good omens. That's great. Flip your Nexus to open and examine 1, then you may investigate it. That's pretty good. And this one says draw 1 card and then flip your Nexus to open and investigate it. That's also good. Let's do this omen of the Starlight first. So we're going to examine, and then I can investigate. And it is the Master. So I'm glad that I chose that one, because I don't want to confront the Master right now. I'm going to let Diana do it because she's the best at manipulating dice. So we're going to hold on to our other stuff and hope for the best. I think we can do it. I think we can do it against Diana. Let's see. Master. Oh, you know what? Actually, I am going to investigate because I forgot this part of the goal setup. If there are 3 or more other cards in all nexuses, I guess that means across all nexuses, avoid the Master and you may investigate. So if there are 3 or more other cards in all nexuses, I avoid the Master and then I may investigate. So, oh no, it was Diana or Crystal Mephistopheles. But guess what? She gets shuffled right back in there. And now we may investigate again. So basically I have to clear out this nexus as much as possible before I can confront her. And it's a hugger mug. Aww. A hugger mugger. Not everyone wearing a Free Hugs t-shirt is worth hugging. Okay, so this is resist. I can use my mind or my rage, but rage is going to be a lot more difficult. So we are going to be using mind for this, I think. I don't know, can I get a 12 with 3 dice? Can I get a 15 with 4 or 5 dice? I don't know. Yeah, I think we're going to use rage instead. We're rolling 4 dice, and I'm going to recycle my extra razor blades to add an extra rage die to that. So now we're rolling 5 dice, and I think that's probably better. Still didn't get a 15. Yeesh. So we got 4, 7, 10. That is not 15. So I would be having to take some damage from this. But there are things I can do to mitigate this. So if I use my bones, I can re-roll 1 die, then trash 1 die. I'm going to start by doing that. So we're going to use bones here, discard it, and oh, actually that can only be used on my neighboring player's turns. It can't be used on myself because it's got the left and right arrow, but not the down arrow. I'm going to use my Mondrian Cell. So it says discard, but since it's conjure, I get to recycle it. Roll 1 die. If the result is odd, decrease the target by 1. If it's even, decrease it by 2. So we're going to roll a die. It was odd, so I decreased the target by 1, which means the target is now a 14, which means I failed by only 4 instead of 5. Is there anything else I can do? Well, I could use my dead sea salts, but I sort of want to keep those. What I'm trying to do is be able to use my business suit. But actually, I'm not going to do that card that the Mondrian Cell. I'm just going to take the damage. So I'm taking you know, I wasn't allowed to play Surge Gifts, but I don't think I did play any Surge. Oh, see, Mondrian Cell would have been a Surge Gift anyway. So I'm just going to take the damage. So that's 3 cards. That's all I have to discard. So that's all I have to take. And I'm good now. So the Hugger Mugger gets shuffled back into the deck. So bad luck there, but that's fine. Just a bit of bad luck. Okay, so it's going to be Diana Jones's turn next. Oh, first we got to reset our hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now it's going to be Diana Jones's turn. Okie dokie, so it's Diana's go. She's going to draw a card here. It is an Omen of Doom. So you cannot play powers to avoid during this investigation. She's not really that concerned about that. Somebody needs to be healing these bones and the business suit back into Frank's deck. So I'm not seeing any healing abilities though. So I think we just kind of have to wait for it to come up. Oh, wait, this is actually heal 3. So on his own turn he can heal himself. That's pretty cool. He's going to have to get rid of the card though. Alright, so we're going to do it. We're going to use our Omen of Doom. And I can't play powers to avoid. And, more bad guys. It's the mooks. It's the mooks. Okay, so this is where I can use my Monstropedia. So first, initiate. Everybody else at this Nexus must confront a copy of this threat. So that sort of sucks. But we'll go with Frank. He's rolling 4 rage dice. I think he can hit an 11. Hopefully. We'll see. Um, 7, 10. Oh, man. Didn't get an 11. My goodness. Well, I could use the Mondrian cell. Yeah. I mean, to avoid Frank taking damage. Let's do it, yeah. So we're going to use the Mondrian cell. I'm going to recycle it instead of discarding it. And so we roll 1 die, and basically it's going to make him pass the check. Yeah, the target has been decreased by 2, so he definitely passed it with a 10. Okay, now it's going to be a trickier check with River. He's got 3 rage. He can use the Dead Sea Salts. But again, I really like those Dead Sea Salts. I don't want to get rid of them. He could also use Soul instead of Body to try and hit a 14. But a 14 would be tough. And he's going to do it. So this is Conjure, so I get to recycle it instead of discarding it. And it says when you assemble using Body, you use Soul instead. So he is using his Soul of 4 dice instead of his 2 body dice. In addition, now we're not going to mutate. Should we mutate them? I mean, yeah, no, I think we're good. Just hope for the best. Oh man, we're getting bad rolls lately. So that's 8, 9. So he's basically just taking a ton of body damage. So let's just discard his whole hand. That's fine. That's fine. That's okay. Oh, the bad news. Oh man, is there any way to get that 9 to be a success, actually? I think it was this. I think it was these dice. Because if anyone loses against the mooks, we all lose against the mooks. So there's got to be some way. We could flip a die, and then it would become suddenly a 6, 11, 14. That would work. I really don't want to get rid of these Dead Sea Salts, but I think we're going to have to. So we're going to use his Dead Sea Salts, sacrifice, flip 1 die. If at a Hope Nexus, flip 2 dice instead. So unfortunately, Dead Sea Salts are gone. I need to keep that other copy of Dead Sea Salts, though, because otherwise Crystal Mephistopheles is going to be very, very difficult to deal with. So they have won against the mooks, And now it is time for Diana Jones to go against the Mooks. And she's going to be using her Monstropedia on this. So, when she assembles using Rage Dice, she gets to use her Mind Dice instead. So that's better than her 2 Rage Dice. And I think she can still boost her mind as well. So that would be good. I think we are going to mutate this card now. I hope it's not another one where we have to all deal with them. That would suck. So who's going to assist her in what appears to be a rage check, but is actually nobody can assist her in a rage check, so never mind. Because the assist happens before this Monstropedia. So I'm just going to have to deal with the cards in my hand. But it's okay, because I want to get rid of some of these mind cards in my hand anyway. Let's do this to boost the mind. And so then that's going to add hack to it. So basically I've got 3 dice. I boosted it with the Wolfram Cube. And then I added hack. Okay, so we are going to try against these Mooks to hit an 11. 11 should not be hard. Come on, people. Okay, there we go. 9, 10, 11. So, we managed it, although it cost us a lot of cards. And these Mooks are kaput. So that is it, actually, for my turn. Is there anything I can do to heal? I mean, I could go to a support step and examine. Let's do that. So, I'm going to recycle the Camera Obscura. It says, choose one, gift or threat, then examine one. If it matches the choice, shuffle it into its nexus. I'm going to look at a gift, horse in the mouth. I'm going to look at a gift. If it is a gift, I shuffle it into the nexus. Yeah. So it was a gift, so I shuffle that into the nexus. I don't know why I did that. That was not really useful at all. I don't think, because I need to clear out this nexus anyway. Oh, well, whatever. Yeah, that was a stupid move. Whatever. Okay. All right, we are back at the Wiseman Community Theater, and we're going to continue on with our Faust Company mission in the Apocrypha adventure card game. So, let's see. First of all, we're going to draw a new card for River's turn. It is Starlight, so I could examine my location before I investigate it. That's pretty cool. But while I'm still in the start step, I could recharge a card in order to draw a card. And I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to recharge this muscle memory and draw a card. Or sorry, it's recycled in this game. Oh, and I got some armor. That's even better. Pretty cool. Okay, so then I am going to play this Starlight. I'm going to investigate or examine. And that is a card I want. So I am going to continue my investigation. It is not a threat, so I don't need to increase my mind and soul targets by 1. So it's just a target of 9. I'm rolling 4 soul dice. And I get to use my conjure ability, which is 1 more. I think I can hit a 9 on this. Yeah, easy peasy. So that Sparks is going to go into River's deck, and that is all he can do, because he is done with his investigations. He doesn't have any more omens, so we're going to head on over to Frank's turn. Oh, first I have to reset my hand. So, do I want to give any cards to anybody? No. We'll hold on to everything and reset my hand. Oh, there are some omens. There's some omens. Wow, lots of omens. And then it is Frank's turn. Why do there have to be cops like Frank? So, he's going to draw a card, and he has a choice. He could use good karma, which is good against using soul checks, or he could use indignation, which decreases damage to 0. That's a really nice one. So is there any way for me to see what's coming? Well, I could use my Seer ability, recycle, examine 2, shuffle any number of examined threats into their nexus, discard the start card instead. You know, I'm just going to wing it. We're going to wang it. So, I could use indignation, or I could use good karma. Let's try the indignation first, because that way if I take damage, I don't have to take the damage. So let's see what's at our... Oh, it is a threat, so this is actually good. Alright, it is appears to be some sort of a siren, taking over a siren, I guess, or an ambulance. And let's see, this is weird that there's an ambulance at the theater, but maybe the paramedics have arrived to deal with injuries that have already happened. Who knows? And we have to take back this ambulance. So, if I win, I get to examine 1. If I lose, I have to discard all my ally gifts. And that could be even worse. This is definitely a literal siren, it sounds like. Okay, so I can choose 12, 12, 15, or 15. If it were Mind and Soul, though, it would increase the difficulty. So I'm going to go actually with the 15 in Rage. So we're rolling our 4 Rage dice, and I can also recycle a card to add a Rage die. And I'm going to do that with this murder board. So I'm recycling the murder board into my deck. And we are then adding a Rage die, plus the murder board gives me strike, so I'm actually adding 3 bonus dice to this check. Well, I'm reducing my damage to 0, so I don't think I need to worry too much. So let's see what I can do. Very, very close. I got 14. So I can use my Pearl-Handed Revolver. Pearl-Handed Revolver. When I evaluate using Rage, recycle to add +1. If it's a damned or deathless threat, I can discard the gift to add +2 instead. Well, I don't need to add the +2, but I am going to take that +1, thank you very much. And the siren has been defeated. Excellent work, me. Alright, we have another card coming up, and it is Good Karma. So, let's try it. Hopefully it's a good card. And it's a minion. It is the Bystander. Alright, so Bystander should be fairly easy. Again, I'm going to use my Rage. And I think I'm just going to use my Rage. And I do have Sense 1, so I can add 1 more die. And I think I'm good on an 11 on this. Wow. Definitely good. I got a 15. Okay, so that Bystander has been taken care of. And it just says... It doesn't say I do anything special with these Bystanders. So I do, however, get to go to Investigate now. So I can investigate another time. Since I get a free investigation, I think this Omen is still in play. I'm not sure about that rule, though. I'll have to check that one. So I get another free investigation. Yeah, let's do it. Oh my goodness, it's another Bystander. You gotta get out of here, Frank says. So we're gonna do the same damn thing. Yeah. Yep, we're going to do the same damn thing. Oh, yeah, totally. Push the guy out of the way. Guy falls off the rafters, lands on a pile of cushions that just happen to be sitting backstage. And we are continuing on with our free investigation. I think that works. Yeah, I think you basically get 1 investigation at a time. There is a rule that basically if 2 things get you a free investigation, you only get 1. But I think this counts as a separate you may investigate. So, let's keep going. Alright, all these bystanders are blocking my path, so we gotta get past them. Come on, man. Oh. Wow, that was close. 5, 9, 10, 11. I still got him. Alright, should I push my luck? 3 cards left. That means if I find the crystal... Oh, I need to defeat 1 more card. And then if I find crystal, I can actually fight her. So we're doing it. We're going to go 1 more. It's crystal! Oh no. Okay. So this is sort of a bad thing because... Actually, it's not a bad thing because it says avoid if there are 3 plus other cards in all nexuses, other cards. So actually, other cards, there's only 2. So I do confront Crystal. So I think I'm just gonna have to fight her. So this is it. Now I don't think Frank is gonna win in a battle of wits against Crystal Mephistopheles. But we're going to have to try it anyway. I'm going to use Mind. And remember, because of the theater ability, the target is now 17. That is really tough to hit. But I think we can do it. So we're going to Mind, try and get a 17. I actually don't think we can do it. But it is possible, I guess. And I basically have a choice. I can try and use the memory killer. You know what? I don't need to worry about the memory killer. So I'm going to use her ability and display the memory killer to add an extra die. And that way, if I lose, I recycle the gift. And guess what? I don't take any damage. So that's pretty cool. Okay. I will also get some help. If I can. Let's see. Can anyone help me? River can help me. So River is going to allow me to re-roll 2 of my dice. Like I said, it's still very unlikely. I would need to get basically a 6, and a 5. Alright. And it turns out that she is fiery. So if I play any ally gifts, I have to sacrifice them. Well, that's okay. So I get a free re-roll of 2 of my dice. I can just imagine it, can't you? Like, you confront her backstage and she just starts, like, glowing with, like, embers because she's got that secret devilish side to her. Alright, let's see what we can get. Not a 6, and a 5. Alright, 1, 6. That's 1/3 of what I need to get. So we're re-rolling these 2. A 5! You know what? I can't use my dead sea salt on him. You know what? That's it. I can't do it. But it was really close. If I had any ability that I could use on some other saint to get them to flip a die, we would have it. But as it is, we're going to wait for Diana to try and do it, and hopefully Diana will be able to do it with her dead sea salt. So, I lose the check, which means I recycle this gift that I displayed, and then I would take damage. But you know what? I don't have any damage to take, Crystal. So, Okay, so, Frank is safe from any excess damage he would have taken, and Crystal escapes back into these 3 cards in the deck, which we are going to try to randomize as much as possible. I hate randomizing decks of like 5 or fewer cards. So I'm just going to roll the die, and 2 cards down, hopefully that randomized it. Okay. And then it is Frank Block's end step, so he is going to draw back up and hopefully get something he can use. He can use this Mondrian cell. That's pretty cool. If Diana ends up facing off against Crystal, which hopefully she's going to do because she can be really good at that. So it's her start of her turn. She's drawing the Omen of Doom. In Evaluate, trash the highest mind die, which unfortunately means she's going to need to be rolling Soul if she does fight Crystal in this turn. So she's going to investigate. Come on. It is not Crystal. It is lucky numbers. Okay, whatever. So it's a Soul Gift. It uses Conjure, so she gets +1 to that. And we will see what we get. 11, 16. I think we got an 8. What do you think, gang? Alright, so that lucky numbers, that could be useful to have around. Is there anything else she's going to do on her turn? I think she's good. So that gets sacrificed, and she needs to do something with all these cards in her hand. So she wants the lucky numbers around. I think she wants the Seer. And she wants the Memory Stick. She certainly wants the Dead Sea Salt. She doesn't really care that much about the extra Razor Blades or Grey Malkin. So she's going to hold on to Grey Malkin, and she's actually going to hand the extra Razor Blades off to Frank. I think that's a good way to do it. And then it is River's turn. All right, River is going to draw. He gets an Omen of Hope Sustenance. Sacrifice, flip your Nexus, blah, blah, blah. And assemble using body, add 1 bonus die. Well, I'm sure that that is better than these other 2 cards he's got. So we are going to use that. Before we do that, is there anything he wants to... Well, he doesn't really need these sparks, I think. We're going to recycle the sparks and draw a new card. Actually, it's a card, right? Recycle 1 card. He's going to recycle one of these Omens of Doom he doesn't want. So let's get rid of this Gut Punch, and we'll draw a new card to replace it. Deviltry, that didn't help at all. All right, and see what we get. It is Crystal. Oh, no. So now it's River against Crystal. And that is no good either, but we're going to do our best. So he has a very low mind rating. So really he needs to be using Soul. And I think we don't have a lot of options here. So he's going to be rolling and just hoping for the best. Going to be rolling 4 Soul dice. I think really, yeah. And since we have the opportunity, we're going to display this makeshift armor, I guess? I mean, no, it doesn't really matter. We're going to display... we're going to display sparks and add an extra soul die. And then she's charm, so I don't get to use any of my skills, so I think we're good. Okay. And again, very unlikely to get an 18 on this roll, but you know what? If I do, that's even better. Wow. I got a 12, 16. I could possibly pass. You know what? I could pass this check. I could pass this check. Okay, so all right, so check this out. So Mondrian Cell, discard to boost mind or any person at your locations. Evaluate versus a threat, discard to roll 1 die. The active player rolls 1 die. So let's get these dice out of the way. Roll 1 die. If the result is odd, decrease the target by 1. If it even, decrease the target by 2. You know what? The target is 18 now. I've got a 16. If I decrease it by 2, I've won. If I can't do that, I can still flip a die. Genius. Genius. Now, actually, there's an order that these things have to happen in. First, I would reroll. Then I explode, upgrade, downgrade, flip, trash, keep 3. You know, it doesn't mention when changing the target happens. So I guess that can happen at any point. Let me see if it's in the rules, because I want to make sure if I'm going to win, I'm going to do it by the rules. Yeah, it doesn't mention it. So, we are going to decrease the target. It was odd, so we decreased the target by 1. That is fine, so this card gets discarded. And then we're going to use Madame Ruse Elixir. Evaluate when charming or using soul. I'm using soul. Sacrifice, flip 1 die. You know what? It's a conjure card. So instead of sacrificing, I can bury it by sticking it underneath my saint card. And I'm going to flip a die. I'm going to flip this 2 into a 5. And check out what I have now. 6, 6, 5. That's a 17, which with a -1 to this, which had a +1 to it, is now enough to succeed, you guys. That was exciting. So, what happens at the end of a scenario? Well, first of all, she would attempt to run away. But she actually doesn't flee. It doesn't say that she flees or anything like this. So, basically, she gets sacrificed because I defeated her. So she gets sacrificed, and we win. This Hugger Mugger was still in the deck. And this card, since I won, I do have to sacrifice Sparks. Okay, this gets sacrificed, this gets sacrificed, and now we go into the mission Aftermath.